Right boys, Sam Arch here. Welcome to the video. Alright, in today's video I'm going to be running you guys through some mistakes I made this week so you don't have to make the same mistakes as me and you can actually progress further than me. Okay, if you don't know who I am, my name's Sam Arch. I service over 20 clients with my SMMA business. We're in the gym niche, okay, and we're making around 50 grand a month as we speak. Okay, so without further ado, I'm just going to basically get into this, alright? So look, the whole purpose of making this video, right, it's just because I want to hold myself accountable a little bit more. I want to make sure I'm not making the same mistakes, and there's no way better to do that than just verbalize them and talk about the mistakes I made for a couple minutes to make sure I don't make them the next week and so forth. Okay, so the first mistake that I made this week, so you don't have to, okay, is to do with sales. Now look, sales is like a fucking roller coaster, okay? You're gonna have times where you're signing like 2 clients in like one day, you're gonna be on top of the world, you think you're the fucking man, and then you're gonna go on a dry spell. All right, you're gonna be able to go on a dry spell, you're not gonna get 4 clients in the next call, you're gonna have 4 sales calls, you're not gonna sign anyone, you're gonna feel like absolute shit, and maybe you're gonna feel like sales isn't for you. But the most important thing with sales is to remember that it's a fucking roller coaster and you're in for the ride, okay? You will close, okay? Just keep powering them out. You will close those deals. Don't worry about it too much, all right? And that goes into my first lesson for the week, okay? So I've got a few things written on my computer over here. I'm just gonna read them off. So the first lesson I learned this week, or the first mistake I fucking did this week, so you don't have to, okay, is I had a sales call, okay? I was talking with this guy, all right? Now, at the start of the sales call, I asked him, is there anyone that we're missing out on? Anyone that we should add to the call before diving into your business and talking about this type of thing? He said, yes, I have my wife, okay? And I said, okay, awesome. Is your wife gonna be joining us? And he said, oh, she might chime in from time to time, okay? That was the first mistake. The first mistake is I should have got the wife on the call, okay? He said, oh, she might chime in, all right? No. I need to get your wife, I need to sit her down so I can run you guys through this process, okay? Basically what happened is I took that for face value, okay? I took it for face value. The wife never chimed in. He was a good client. I pitched him, okay? And then he said, oh, I'm not making a decision today. If my wife was on the call, I would have made a decision. She's scheduled some calls with some other marketing companies and we're gonna go speak with them first and we'll get back to you. Okay, now I didn't have much wiggle room. I didn't have much leverage here because the wife wasn't on the call. He couldn't make a decision without the wife. So what I should have done is when he said that his wife is gonna chime in, I should have just enforced that she needs to be on the call, okay? And not continue until she sits down and hears me out as well. This would have got rid of that objection and given me more leeway to close the deal. Okay, so that's the first mistake I learned, okay? The first mistake I did. I took what the guy said for face value. I didn't push to get the wife on the call. I didn't close the deal, okay, and they went with someone else. What likely happened was the other guy they spoke with got them both on the call and sold them on the call, which is what I wanted to do, but I didn't push for the wife to sit down, okay? My mistake. Next time, I'm gonna not be taking these things for face value. I'm gonna push for the deal. I'm gonna push for the wife to sit down, and I'm gonna close that fucking deal on the call, okay? So look, learn from that mistake. Don't do the same thing. If someone says their partner is not on the call, get them on the call, because as soon as you tell them the price of your service, you have no leverage. You're like boxed up, like you're just like there like, fuck, I'm boxed up, can't do shit. He is about to fuck me up because he's got all the leverage now. He knows everything about your service and he knows the price. You got nothing to bring him back onto the call to sell him, okay? So that's the first mistake. Learn from that lesson and don't do that shit, okay? The second mistake I made this week, okay, was with the sales call I actually took last night, all right? So I hopped on the call, okay? The fucking lady was late, all right? I called her up and I was like, hey, what's going on? She's like, oh, I'm driving home. I'll be there soon. And I was like, oh, how long? And she said 10 minutes. I was like, okay, cool. Again, took it for face value. Okay, so she was 20 minutes late to the call after all, okay? So right then and there, I should have offered to reschedule. Like, I should have kind of put myself a bit more authority on it and say, look, my time's valuable. I got a call I got to run to. Can we reschedule this? Or like, are you going to be good to take this call and sit down and give me your full undivided attention? Okay, I didn't do that. Okay, and then later on in the call, like throughout the call, she kept getting phone calls and she kept running away to answer the phone. Now look, I don't give a fuck who's calling you on the phone, okay? I want your full undivided attention. I cannot sell you something if I don't have your full undivided. So she kept going away, speaking with people on the phone, okay, and then coming back onto the call. So after she'd done it the first time, I should have said, okay, it's now not a good time, let's reschedule, and rescheduled it. I didn't do that, okay? I kept going. I gave her the benefit of the doubt. She did it again, okay? And then I gave her the benefit of doubt again. I had another chance. I could have said, look, if now's not a good time, we can reschedule. And then I pitched everything, told her the price, okay? I was about to try and close the deal, right? Then she gets another phone call. She runs off, answers the phone, comes back and tells me, oh, I need to go, it's an emergency. And then we scheduled in a follow-up call, but I doubt she'll show up to that because I told her the price. So now I've got no leverage. So look, I made the same mistake twice. I'm fucking gonna be cutthroat on these deals now, okay? I'm not making this mistake again. Do not make this mistake. Look, I would have closed 2 more deals this week if I didn't make these mistakes, so learn from me, okay, and do better, right? If someone is not giving you the full undivided attention, say, look, if now's not a good time, we can reschedule because I don't have too much time to speak with you and I really do want your full undivided attention. Do you feel like your business deserves your full undivided? They're gonna say yes, and you're gonna say, okay, cool. When's a time where I can get an hour from you that's not gonna be interrupted, right? Again, I need to establish authority more. That's where I went wrong, okay? She was pissing me about like I'm a fucking Jack Jones. Need to establish more authority, all right? So that's what I learned from that call, okay? Now, the third mistake I've made this week, so you don't have to, okay, is when you are hiring for positions, if you're in the hiring phase, it is so important to always have a pipeline of qualified individuals that you can bring in at any time, okay? Now, one of my employees, okay, they've been slacking, all right? They haven't been doing what I've been asking. They've just been fucking about, not getting the quotas done, not doing the role as they should be doing, okay? Now, the problem I have now is I have this employee that is not up to standard, okay? However, I need the employee to work, right? If the employee doesn't work, I'm gonna be out. So I need her to work, right? But then the problem is, if I also sack her, I'm not gonna have anyone to fill in the position. But if I had a pipeline of people ready to go, I could fill her position easily. Because now I have to keep her on for another week while I look for someone to fill that position, okay? And then as soon as I find it, then I can sack her and replace her. But I have to keep this shit work up and I'm onto her, but I have to keep her working so I'm not out. I'm not out of an employee, I'm not out of a team member. So the lesson I learned with that is have a pipeline of employees or qualified people ready to go. This is why it's so important to hire slow, fire fast, because you need to have like the best candidate gets the role, obviously, but then you need to have second best and third best, right? And if the first candidate isn't what you're looking for, you can quickly just replace them, right? As soon as employees know they have too much leverage over you and you can't replace them, that's when they start taking the absolute piss out of you. That's when they start taking you for a muppet and start doing what they want, not following the procedures, showing up late, yada, yada, yada. So important to be able to replace employees when they're not up to standard, okay? Because if they're not helping you grow your business, then they're fucking destroying your business. So important to have someone there ready to replace someone when they start lacking, okay? So just keep that in mind, okay? Take as many interviews as you physically can, hire the best, but then have a pipeline of people that would do good in the role that didn't get the job, unfortunately, okay? And the last mistake I think I've made this week for you guys is you guys just need to enjoy the process, okay? Now, I understand in the day-to-day it can get consuming, it can get overwhelming, and you can get like a bit lost in the sauce, right? But it's just so important to enjoy the process. Like when I was in my monk mode stage, when I was in the trenches grinding, okay, day-to-day it sucked, right? But looking back on it now, you know, I kind of enjoyed it, you know what I mean? I didn't actually hate it that much looking back on it. Like it got me to where I wanted to go. And it's so important. Like right now, I'm, you know, working all the time, trying to do the most. But like, look, it's important to remember, like, you have it's like a Hormozy quote. It's like, you have the things that you said were going to make you happy. So when I was in the trenches in the grinding stage, all I wanted was to buy a nice car. I wanted to buy a Golf R. I wanted to buy a Golf R so fucking bad. That's all I wanted. Every day, I woke up thinking about a Golf R. I'm like, I'm gonna work until I get this Golf R. If I can get a Golf R without working a job, that's a pretty big accolade, right? I was so happy and keen to work every day to get the Golf R. I bought the car, okay? I now have the car. So basically what I'm trying to say is I should be super happy, right? But I'm getting kind of complacent, right? And then in January this year, all I wanted, I was like, I want to travel. I just want to travel. I have the nice car, now I just want to travel. I'm currently doing that. I'm currently in Koh Samui, as you can probably tell, living a good life, okay? Money's not really a worry except for making more. I always want to make more money. Everyone does, okay? But, you know, being skint and not being able to afford something, that's not my problem anymore. Okay, so you guys need to take it in, all right? You need to like be grateful for how far you've come and excited for the future, okay? Excited for what the future brings, okay? Take it in, okay? Stop getting so overwhelmed with the day-to-day and, you know, the daily things you need to do and the daily stresses, and kind of just take everything in for what it is. Enjoy the process, all right? And that's the last thing that I made a mistake on this week. I didn't really enjoy it because I was focusing too much on work. I'm literally in a fucking mansion villa in Koh Samui, having the best time, but I'm not taking it in. I need to take it in more. Okay, so yeah, guys, that's 4 mistakes that I made this week, so you don't have to, okay? I hope you got some value from this video. Please do not make the same mistakes, especially the first 3. Do not make those mistakes because I've told you about them now. You know the mistakes, so you can't make them. Okay, if you make them, then you're just a fucking rascal idiot. Okay, do not make the mistakes. All right, I hope you got some value from this video. If you guys want some sort of like mentorship or coaching, or just like want to have a chat with me one-on-one about maybe something that's going on in your agency or a problem that you're having, I have a free school community, links in the description. Click on it if you want. Don't really care if you click on it or not. It's free. I get nothing from it. Just trying to give back, trying to help some people because I had some mentors that helped me when I didn't have the money to pay. So I'm trying to do that as well. Look, that's all that matters. All right. I hope you got some value from this video. Instagram description, follow it, like, check me out if you want. Don't really care. Yeah, hope you got some value. Peace.